DJ Rhett Podcast.
That's your mom and them.
There's a timer right in front of it. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like, dude, we do this like all through here, and we like, how long we went, we don't know. Now everything's like all right here now, so it's so cool.
So this is like a recent upgrade right here?
Yeah, I bought this probably about 2 weeks ago, and everything just goes through the board. So you hit record, you can have some presets, you can set it here. That way, I want to go mobile with this. That way, you know, like actually at the Boucherie, if you want to do that, I mean, I can set up a little DJ Rhett podcast tent and just interview people and do that, you know.
What? Yeah,
yeah,
man.
you can do all of that stuff. This is all mobile now. We just do this in here because of the. I mean, of course, you want to kind of set, you know, and kind of have some consistency there. But I want to take it on the road. So
you should. Let's set it up at the Boucherie.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
Yeah, if we're available and I'll set up a tent and we can interview the winners. Y'all got music over there?
Man, we got a ton of music. We're starting off the day with DJ Doug Funny, who spins Zydeco records. Okay, that's what's going to get us warmed up.
Does he scratch?
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah,
he mixes and stuff?
Yeah, dude. It's going to be awesome. He's got like a little record store, and it's one of our buddies, Ryan Page, that's helping put on the Boucherie. It's his brother, Doug. And he's got a record store in New Orleans on Magazine Street called Good Earth Records. And that's his passion, man, spinning Zydeco old records. So he's going to get us warmed up and primed up while we're cutting up that meat.
Right.
And then after that, we got No Posers, which is Johnny Thibodeau, Brandon Marcel, and a couple other guys. After that, we have Josh Garrett Band. Then we have Tyron Benoit, Tab's brother. And then to lock it all up, at the end of the night, we got Knock New and the Wild Matu.
Oh, so of course.
Music, 10 a.m., about 9 to 10 a.m., all the way to 9 p.m.
All the way to 9 p.m.
All day.
And that's where's the location at again?
8043 Main Street. It's at the Distillery.
At the Distillery. So you can you're gonna have enough room, like you got that little side parking lot, right? That you're gonna kind of set up there.
So it's
too?
actually like a little block party. So we
so you're shutting it all down.
Oh yeah, we got permission
nice.
from the landowner across from Gabash Street from us to set up in there. That's where all the cooking's going to be, the cracklings, all that good
the
stuff.
little bridge that goes between, right there, you're talking about? Okay, that goes between the Chase Building Bank and, well, it used to be Chase. I don't think Chase is there no more. Fake building. Yeah, right. I got you. All
and then that
so
bridge.
all of that block.
Yeah, that bridge is closed off too. We're putting the band stage on the bridge.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all going big.
We're going hard.
What
In the
so
paint.
I mean, I don't even think we mentioned the date. When is it? April 17th.
April 17th.
Okay.
Yeah, next weekend.
Next weekend. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool. So what brought the idea about? Was this just something y'all been wanting to do, or was this just, hey man, let's just throw something on the wall, see if it sticks? Because that's what we're doing with the y'all catching rodeo down the bar. It's like, let's see what happens, you know?
That's pretty much everything we do with me and the Motley crew that you met, Manny, Mitch, Chad, Ryan, Daniel. You know, I kind of had the idea of doing a Boucherie a while back just because, you know, everybody's itching for community activities, man. And I mean, me personally too. So it's like, we need to get brought back together. We need to realize that we're a community, a fabric, that we need each other. And what better way to do that than do a Boucherie?
Right. I mean, I remember doing Boucheries like Mardi Gras Day. We'd get out there like at 4 a.m, and we'd have that thing all up there. And for those that don't know what Boucherie means, Boucherie in Cajun French is actually butcher, right? That's what that's the Cajun butchery. And it's basically, I mean, you don't do a live butcher. I mean, they might have done that back in the day. I don't know, you know, the details of the research, but you bring the meat out there and you literally smoke it and cook it all day long, right?
Yeah, it's a
process.
It's a fascinating exhibit of teamwork because the reason for a Boucherie back in the day was that, hey, there was no refrigeration.
Right.
You had to get it all done and ate in the same day. And all the community came to participate because everybody got a piece. You know, it was just everybody had something in it and everybody got something out of it. You know, and then at the end you celebrate. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's fun hard work.
Right.
You know? So,
I mean, I remember my dad and a couple of guys going out there, again, 4 o'clock in the morning, you season that meat, you stick it, and you just let it roll. And then, I mean, it was an excuse for them to get out there and drink early, too.
Let's be honest. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's a good time, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have a good time while you're working hard.
Exactly.
And doing something good.
And the great thing about a pig boucherie is, like, you got chops, you got bacon, you got dude,
we got everything.
Anything you could eat the snout if you want to, you know.
What I'm one of the things I'm most proud about this boucherie is all the people that are coming together to work on it. We got bourgeois and Cajun meat market coming together.
Competitors
working on this boucherie.
Exactly.
You know? I mean,
because it's going to benefit the the general public.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
And we're raising money to rebuild the bandstand downtown. So a lot of people don't know we used to have a bandstand in the courthouse square way back in the day before any of us was alive. But most small towns had a bandstand or still do have a bandstand. It was something that was built for the community.
For a Live After 5 event or something like that.
Just for the community's enjoyment.
Right.
And it's something we're lacking. And my hill is, being a lover of Houma and downtown is revitalizing downtown.
Right.
So I think having an amenity like a bandstand will greatly benefit us. And then, that path towards revitalization. So that's what we're raising money for.
Right.
That's the whole reason why we're doing the boucherie. And
that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to get on, is because you are kind of restoring the downtown area where it needs some loving. I'm not saying that it's been completely abandoned, but they do have some areas that, dude, if we had some little shopping areas, or you had some little carts or malls or something down there, food, and it all starts with the bandstand. If you think about it, if you build it, they will come. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's, a lot of people don't realize that how many people are working towards that goal in revitalizing downtown. It's not just me at all. There's a ton of people that have been working too. It's a long process.
Exactly.
Main Street's a state highway. That's the whole reason why Main Street was so popping. Because that was where everything was at back in the day. You want to go shop at a hardware store. You want to get food. You want to go watch a movie, have a bite to eat, buy clothes. You went downtown. You went to Main Street.
Right.
That's because it was a center of commerce. Because Bayou Terrebonne was the original thoroughfare of commerce.
Right. That's where all the kind of trade came in. The trappers, everything, kind of everybody there.
So it's a natural progression. Going from a small town, Main Street with all the community shops to getting bigger, and for the old Main Street district to kind of phase out and need some loving, need some revitalization. That's where we're at.
Right.
So it's natural, and this is the time. This is what we have to do. We got to work to make it less of a industrial, practical marketplace, but more just attractive.
Right.
A place that you want to go and want to check out. And luckily for us, we have a ton of natural resources downtown, beautiful oak trees, old buildings, a bayou right along our Main Street. It's a diamond in the rough, and we're all working to make it something beautiful for everybody.
I think we don't take advantage of some of the things that we have around us. You and I, we probably, I'm not going to date us, and I'm not going to ask your age, but we're probably around the same age. But growing up, I remember we had fairs to go to. We had those little marketplaces that, it's like, it felt like every weekend we had somewhere to go, and do something. We had recreational parks that were flowing. We even had we had the Waterland USA.
Oh man,
we had
summer, baby.
We had parks. We had all kind of stuff to do. And I think you get in the hustle and bustle, and when technology grows, people like to stay home in their homebodies. But I remember. I remember in my early, 20s and stuff, you had the bar scene. You don't really have that around in home anymore, but it's like, people like you that with the, you don't want it to be like maybe a bar scene, but you just want a little history. Come have a cocktail in a safe environment. Not that, just not in, I don't know. I guess the club scene ain't like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And yet we want to bring it back in a different way, I guess.
Correct. That's just me getting older too. Look, right. I got Cascade on Main Street and everywhere else.
Exactly.
Several times.
I threw up with the best of them.
Yeah, man. Off the balcony.
Exactly.
But, that's not what it's about for me. And you referenced my little spot. And, for us, it's about reminding people, or maybe even letting people know for the first time what Houma used to be and what Main Street used to look like.
Right.
A lot of people come to the distillery just to see the old pictures, the old relics, and I love that, man. I'm a history buff for local Houma,
right?
And whatever I can do to remind people of something to be proud of about their hometown, because there's a lot of a lot of Houma haters, if you will, right? A lot of like to complain about this and that, but if people realize the rich history of Houma, maybe they'd be less inclined to put it down or litter. Or maybe more inclined to do something about it.
Right.
We have a legacy here that we should be proud of, and we should protect and and grow and preserve. And that's the whole point of the Hatch Grant Association, which is the nonprofit that the Boucherie is funding. So the Hatch Grant was the original piece of land that was donated to the city to move the parish seat from Bayou Cane to Downtown Houma where it is now. So it represents our town's origins, but also generosity, civic duty, and forward thinking. So the whole point of the Hatch Grant Association is to fund specific, measurable, and actionable revitalization initiatives. And a bandstand fits squarely right into that. So that's what we're doing every year. We're hoping to make it a little bit bigger, and fund projects that we can get done. Not like a 5-year plan, something specific, nothing big, but I'm a firm believer in like the snowball effect, right? You do a few little things, it picks up steam, and before you know it, you got something really good. Right.
And I mean, and it gives something, it gives something for people to do around here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like I said, growing up, we had fairs to go to. We had the church fairs. We had Lanyap on the Bayou. We had all these different things that we can do. And it kind of seemed like in the 2000s to 2010s, it kind of faded away. And people, entrepreneurs like yourself, and the pillars in the company, in the parish, is trying to bring something back to give back too. So, one of the things that we do, we work with Jonathan Forey, Jonathan very well, with the Wetland Discovery Center. I noticed he does projects to kind of give back to the community with Rougarou Fest. Yes. A lot of that money goes to these restoration projects down the Bayou, fixing this stuff up. And then I started thinking, man, that's what I make kind of like my living off of. Not really living, but just I have fun with. And it's like, if that's not there, I can't get inspired, You
can't be DJ Rhett.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your fuel, man.
And that's that's where I grew up at. But what I'm saying is, like, what you're doing with this boucherie, it's not only you're doing it to have to give something for people to do and have a good time, but it's also this money is going to go to somewhere. Oh yeah. Which kind of spawned conversations with myself and some of the guys that work with y'all catching. Let's do a fishing rodeo and let's give back to the community. Let's have put everybody in, and then the money that we have, restoration projects down the bar, because if that's not there, then what's the use of doing any of it? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I applaud you and your efforts of going one step further, because it's so easy for us to just be in our little safe zones and be like, hey, I'm gonna make a little money and that's cool. But to put your neck out there and say, hey, you know what? Let's get some teams together. Let's do this. Let's shut down let's see what happens. Let's see. Like I said, I'm a firm believer. If you build it, they gonna come.
Oh yeah. If you feed them, they will come too.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how many? Let's talk about the boucherie specifically. Okay. How many teams we got?
Okay, so we have it's like a 3-pronged, actually like a 4-pronged deal. So at first it just started off, hey, let's do a boucherie, full authentic traditional. Let's do everything there. And let's just invite people to come. And they're like, well, we need some music. All right, so then we, all right, the concert aspect. Well, what goes good with pork? White beans. So we got a white bean cook-off. Like, man, you know what? We started thinking about all the festivals that you talked about, Lanyap Fest, Downtown on the Bayou, where you have pirogue races. Right. I remember doing that. I was like, man, I miss that.
Crab races, like all of that stuff.
All that stuff. You know what? Let's have a Cajun Olympics too. So now we have the white bean cook-off, which is full. Okay, the Cajun Cup competition, which is like Cajun Olympics. We have about 12 people competing, or 12 teams competing on that. So that consists of, you ready for it? A pirogue race, a chicken chase, a 20-penny nail drive, a duck call contest, a casting contest, and to top it all off, fingers crossed now, waiting on some insurance things, but an axe throw.
Oh, no. So you have to get insurance for axe throwing?
Well, we're not putting it on, but we thought, we'll just build some boards and some plywood, we'll just throw some axe. Then Ryan Page like, look, man, I'm in insurance, and we need to get this right. So luckily for us, and a shout out to this guy, man, Southern Axe is a new mobile axe throw trailer. Okay. You can find him in New Orleans and some other big cities. So he's the first guy around here to do it, and he's just getting started, and it just so happened to coincide with our little project. So,
all right. So he comes up, sets the whole.
Yeah, he's setting it up. Fingers crossed.
Himself too, or
yeah. No? That's where he's working. He literally just started the business, so he's kind of rushing to try to get us, on his schedule, but. Fingers crossed. If it don't work out, we still got the pirogue race. You still got to catch that damn chicken, right? And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good spectating for everybody that's coming to watch. So whether you participate or not, it's gonna be a good time. Right. Come cheer on your friends racing, in the bayou.
But I mean, even if you don't participate in any of the events, you buy. Is it buy one price? You get in, you get to test everything. How does that work?
So you get a lot of them. A lot of it with your entry fee. So $15 get you into the gate, right? And then you have all the white beans. You get to vote on the best white beans.
All the white beans, that might be a problem for me.
Yeah. Might be a problem for a lot of people. Good thing it's outside.
I'll just take a little spoonful. But if I do anything more than that, it's going to be, well, I don't care. My wife will later that day.
Yeah, luckily we're an open air environment, so we'll be all right.
We're going to give back to the environment. Yeah. All right.
So you taste all the white beans, and you got to vote on the best white beans for people's choice. So we're going to have white bean voting, which you have to sample. We'll also have sampling of all the different boucherie aspects, the cracklings, the boudin, the hogshead cheese. We're going to have a debris stew out there. We're going to have, obviously a ton of barbecue pork, sausage. So you'll be able to pick and sample from that. You also get access to all our craft vendors. So we have a ton of different craft vendors that are coming to participate and show off all their local art and stuff like that.
Okay, so you can, if you're not into the food, which you probably will be, you can do a little shopping on the side too.
Do a little shopping, and then of course all the music. All day concert into the night with the Fado Dough. And what else, man?
I'm sure y'all going to have some specialty drinks from the distiller out there.
Yeah,
huh? The Manny Fresh is going to be out there?
The Manny Fresh will be available.
Okay.
We'll be slinging Manny Freshes all day. So that's available, access to that. And then, we'll have different little things. We have like a little photo booth, snowballs, a Piglet's Corner. So it's not just for the adults. You can bring the kids.
And kiddos.
We got an alligator petting zoo.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Y'all going big.
Yeah, so ton of stuff to do for the little tatas while you listen to your music.
The enfants.
Yeah, so it's a boucherie. A boucherie is a family deal. It's a community deal. So we want to make sure we have stuff for the kids too. So it's a family day. Come on out. Have a good time.
Y'all getting kicked off what time the Saturday morning?
I'm gonna be there all night.
I know you're gonna be there, probably not sleeping, but for the public to go in to start, that starts at what time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay,
10 a.m.
and we're going till what?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. that night?
All day.
You better get your rest up. Hopefully, we got a nice stretch of like some good weekend weather this past couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll get like the rain during the weekend and nice weekends. But even if, it's going to be a covered event. They got a lot of tents out there and everything. So
ton of tents. We'll have the distillery too inside if you want to get out there. I'm not even going to say the word.
No, we ain't going to say nothing.
But we're going to have a good time either way. We're not going to think about that.
Usually February and March is when the bad weather is around here. And then after that, April looks pretty good around here. But let's talk about one of the first things that I did when I did the Stellar Media, I wanted to do a show called, kind of showcasing local businesses. Your business kind of inspired me because of that, because it's downtown, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool what he's doing. He's kind of revisiting old history, and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I want to talk about stories about like local businesses, like how y'all make everything local corn, local everything. So we came up with the concept, What's Good Louisiana. You guys did the pilot episode, had over 50-something thousand views, so it was amazing. Yes. I never thought it would be that big, but I want to talk about the distiller, and I know we talked about it, and we'll have the link to the show if people didn't see it yet. But since you're on the podcast, tell us an opportunity of, give us the opportunity to talk about the distiller and how that come about. Did your grandma sneak off in the cupboard and get some whiskey and say, I got to make this when I get older? Tell me a little bit about the story of Bayou Terrebonne. Man,
the whole story about Bayou Terrebonne Distillers is that the Lirettes, my family, are we're an illicit bunch,
right?
Going back, we've been here in Houma since 1816.
Lirette's a kind of a strong name. Lirettes, LeComptes, LeBuffs, those are kind of like some strong names in this area.
Yeah, for sure. Even sound strong.
Right.
They'll punctual LeCompte, Lirette. And I've always been proud of my family. I've always been proud of my family's history, especially on not just my dad's side, the Lirettes, but also my mama's side. My mama's side's a Broussard from Acadian. So I have a very strong Cajun lineage.
Right. And
renovating that old building for the distillery kind of reignited that in me and made me want to look deeper into it. But what I knew when me and my two cousins first started the distillery is that I had a great grandma, Lily LaBeouf Lirette, who was not only Homa's first Mardi Gras queen, but a moonshiner. So she was a queen and an outlaw. And I knew this about her because my parent would talk about her constantly. That was his favorite. That was his grandma. And that was one of his favorite people to be around. She'd be talking Cajun French, peeling snap beans, smoking a cigarette with an ash that long that would never break.
So like Uncle Jesse on Dukes of Hazzard.
But a female.
Yeah,
that's right. Exactly right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, she didn't take no shit either, man.
Right,
She made the moonshine, not my great grandpa.
Right.
And
She was the tester. She had all the knowledge.
She was the runner. She was everything. She was an outlaw, man.
That's
and,
awesome.
You know, we hear these stories about her all the time about how, you know, her moonshine was so damn good that the law left her alone, or how she had a bunch of sisters, right? So,
hey boys, here you go.
Yeah,
have a nice day.
Exactly, right. So they didn't want to put a stop to it because you know
Right.
she was making some good product, and she just had a little 6-gallon still, man.
Right.
She wasn't going crazy,
Right.
And that was the still that my pirate had. And it was just like a family heirloom, wasn't in use. And then one day, when that show Moonshiners came out on Discovery Channel, I was in college at LSU. I was back home. I said, "Hey, you think that thing works?" I said, "Well, clean it up, find out." And we cleaned it up, and we started making moonshine with it, and reignited a family tradition.
Right.
And then we made it. Man, we did that for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then when I got out of school at LSU, I was like, you know what? I'd like to do this for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it wasn't just about being a distillery. You know, making whiskey's cool. You know, but really what it is a conduit to preserve an illicit family tradition, and also some of that unique culture and beauty of the Bayou region. And everything we do is an extension of that. You know, from making the whiskey with our, you know, the way our great grandmother did in the traditional fashion with Louisiana corn, with Houma built stills, to doing boucheries, to having local artists, to renovating an 100-year-old shrimp packing plant on Main Street
Right.
to house our operations. All that comes from wanting to preserve something that's worth preserving.
Right.
And man, that's my whole game. That's everything I do goes back to that. You know,
You're painting those history lessons in color with what you do,
Yeah.
pretty much, you know, and that's and you know, similar to the stuff that we do on the comedy side. It's like all those old stories that were mama and papa, and you put all of that together and you kind of regurgitate it out there to say, hey, this is how I interpret it. This is how I look at it. Here it is, you know, take it for what it's worth. And I mean, that's why I like the stuff you guys doing, because I always see y'all active on Facebook, y'all, and I like that. I don't like these one-hit wonders that come out, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 and then they hear today going tomorrow. You guys are really into what y'all do. Like y'all have, for instance, y'all resurrect an old game, Pedro, okay? The only time I've ever played Pedro is either at the camp or we played it at Nichols when I was at Nichols. That's all we did. But you guys have like tournaments like from time to time.
look, we always got pads and decks of cards out every weekend for everybody to play.
Right.
And when I pick up everything on Sunday night, I can see the tallies. I can see who got the ass kicked.
Yeah.
I can see who did really good. So people come to play Pedro. And speaking of that, we also have a Pedro tournament at the Boucherie too.
Oh, okay.
So you can sign
I figured
up.
that.
Yeah, you can sign up for that as well. And we have cutthroat and follow suit brackets.
Okay,
for
all
my
right.
Lafouche people and the Terrebonne people. So
Now
don't worry.
Let's talk about that. I wanted to bring Pedro up because, like I said, they got. I mean, you could do so much material with a game of Pedro. Like you can actually do Pedro stereotypes. You know, with different. You know, a video. I'm just thinking of the comedy.
Let me tell you something about this, because this got brought up several Boucherie meetings, and your name got brought up too. I want to bounce this off you. I want to see what you think.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
All right.
Here it is. Jason Bergeron, I'm telling DJ Rhett. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, you know the World Poker Tour.
Yes.
Jason Bergeron of Stratify had an idea to do the
Pedro?
The Pedro Parish Tour, right?
Okay.
So it'll be the same concept where you can see the cards.
You see the cards? Yeah.
You can see the cards.
Okay.
And then, we'll have a couple commentators.
Right.
Maybe DJ Rhett.
Oh,
Who knows?
yeah.
Well, he's going 14-28 without the deuce. Let's see how this shit's going to shake out. Something like that.
I'm telling you, I actually mentioned it to Aaron. I said, I'd really love to take this table because I'm going to get 2 more mics and have 4 up and actually play a round of Pedro on the DJ Rhett podcast. But, dude, I would love that. Like,
Can
that
you
would
imagine?
be so funny.
That's like
That'd be
common
great.
gold. How many you laugh your ass when you play Pedro with the family.
Dude, I mean, like, yeah, it would be way better than watching those guys with the hoods on and the glasses and trying not to make a move. It's like, no, man, we bluff all the time,
Yeah, it really is. It's like, you're right. It's rich in potential, like just gold.
I mean,
comedic gold.
dude. you outbid when you have nothing just because you don't want that person to win or have the opportunity to even get that.
The I guess the customer value, the viewer value, and be able to see somebody bid and see where their cards are.
Right.
Dude, you can learn so much.
You can.
Dude, I'll watch that all night, every night.
All night long. Strategies and everything. Try to figure it all out because let's break down a game of Pedro for the people who don't know how to do it. And I did a video in 2018. It was called, you remember those books that came out, I don't know, Napster for dummies or whatever, stupid stuff like that. I made a video called Pedro for Couillons, but I used the same kind of logo and everything. And I kind of went around and did that, and I actually like messed up in it, and I never caught it, and I posted it. And I got my ass handed to me online. And they were like, Rhett, you stupid. You should have done this. And I was like, right? I should have done that. But I was just doing, a fast round just to show people the concept of what Pedro is. But when I went back and I watched it, I was like, man, what a dumbass. I should have did it that way. But so point cards. Tell everybody point cards of Pedro.
All right. So you got your deuce, which is your point no matter what.
Right.
Okay. Then you got 10, jack, ace. What am I missing?
Your fives.
And the Pedros, the two Pedros, right?
Yeah.
Which could be, say, if I'm going in diamonds, the two Pedros would be the two reds, the diamond and the heart, right?
But the heart, the diamond trumps the heart. If you ever get in a situation,
showdown, oh bro, talk about a showdown.
Oh man, if you ever get in a situation where you holding on to that Pedro because you're waiting for your partner to beat it with a higher card, but it just so happens to fall where if diamonds is trump and you have that heart, and then they got the heart. They got it in their hand. Boom, you're done. It could set you up,
dude. That makes for excellent TV drama.
Exactly. We'll be right back. We'll be right back to see what happens. And
you can see like the percentages. The percentage will change on the potential him to win.
Oh, we could do that.
Great,
that would be
dude.
so fun. Oh, we could have the. We could have like the cutthroat thermometer or something like that, like to where we can do. We could even do like stuff to where they get a bonus card or something, and they look at the card and they can actually go cutthroat, but not go cutthroat, and then you can call it out like special moves.
We're gonna need like a smart dude to figure out the percentages.
Yeah.
If I bid 8 versus I bid 7, what are my percentages of winning?
Oh my God.
With 8 versus 7?
Just drink a beer and then just put a number up there.
Yeah. Who the hell knows? Here we go.
Just have the meter, dumbass meter, come up right here. And
hold on to your ass.
Hold on to your ass, yeah. Because we bid 14.28, and I don't have the deuce. I hope you got do you got the deuce? No, okay, we set. That's done. But yeah, so it's ace, jack, 10, 2 5s, and the deuce.
14 points total.
14 points total, right. And so the way you deal out, it's a 2-man team. You sit across from your partner, and we hand out 3 tricks at a time, right? So it's like 3, and everybody ends up with 9 cards. 9. And in that 9 card, you have to produce what you think is a good playing hand.
You got to keep what's viable, right?
Right.
So depending on what you got. So if I got 9 cards, and I say I got the deuce, the ace, the 10, and hearts
in the same suit.
The same suit, I'm gonna keep that. That's 3 cards. I need a total of 6. So I'm gonna keep my 3. I'm gonna throw the other 6 away, and I'm gonna get whatever I need to make a 6 card hand.
Yeah.
Right. So once I get that, and also at that point too, once you're throwing away, or before you throw away, you place bids. You got to bid.
Yeah.
Right. So
it starts off to the person to the left of the dealer. The dealer go he starts left. Boom, 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 boom. You get your 9 cards. You look. The bidding starts off to the left. The lowest you can go now. That's a debated deal too. The lowest I've ever gone is 4-7. That's what we do. That's what the big boys play.
You don't do a 4-6.
We do. I've played 4-6, but I like 4-7 because it just keeps you humble, I guess. It's like
keeps you honest.
No freebies. Yeah, no freebies, exactly. But I've played with people down the bar that say, hey, if it goes all the way around, nobody bids. The dealer, it's force bid 6. But I mean, you're the dealer. If you can't.
You get all the cards.
All those cards, if you can't build at least a 7-hand, well, then you deserve to lose that round.
It's not even all skill.
Right.
It's a lot of luck, man.
It is a lot of luck.
So just look, take it for what it is. That's what a lot of people get. I think they get hung up on the skill aspect of it. Yeah, but look, you got to go for it, bro.
Right. Well, I kind of take the emotion out of it. Like a couple of years ago, maybe 10 years ago, Texas Hold'em was the rave. I mean,
Right.
It probably still is, but we had tournaments. Like we would have teams with all my partners, and we all get together like once a month, and we'd have points. And at the end of the year, we'd play for a huge pot and everything like that. You know, so I learned to take my emotion out of a card game because it is a lot of luck if you think about it. There is a certain degree of skill.
Oh, yeah.
But in Pedro, you're just as good as the couillon that sits across from you because you don't know what they're thinking.
You're not alone.
No.
No, you don't know what they got. You better not know what they got.
No.
There better not be no table talk.
And we never really play with partners like, hey, no, I got to play with him. No, we draw from a hat and we everybody,
really?
yeah, we draw from a hat and we're like, nope. It's because we know. I mean, they got the little scratch your nose and scratch all. Nah, we're not doing that crap.
Trouble.
Yeah, I got heart trouble. Right? Hearts? Okay. No, that's bullshit.
Look, my Uncle Bob and my parent, they only play together. Yeah. And they're damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if there's some little twitch or something that they know about.
They're
might,
full of shit.
But they
that's
don't
what
lose.
That's called.
They don't lose.
It is about the bidding process, too, because if you let somebody bid, there's a high percentage that they're going to get it.
You're not going to win if you don't bid.
Exactly.
And you got to tell that to everybody. Now, we can explain this all day to a blue in the face, but you're not going to learn Pedro until you sit there and play.
Exactly.
That's it.
You got to get thrown to the dogs and you got to screw up. And
exactly.
It's just like your first time of fantasy football. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You get up there, you get kicked, you get laughed at and everything. But you know what? The next time you come, you get respect because they're like, oh, man, he wants to come and get his ass kicked some more because I've been in a lot of trash talking Pedro tournaments. I mean, and I think the last time I went to you guys' place, I did the podcast. Y'all do
Between the Barrels,
which is another podcast that you can pick up
with
on
Manny,
Spotify and
Manny and Chad, Spill Liquor Productions.
Yep. They do that stuff, but I did a podcast with them over there, and we played Pedro, and I was like, God, dog, man. Y'all take this shit way serious. I'm just being funny, you know?
Buddy. Who takes it serious? Two of our alumni from the podcast, Norby Schauber and Timmy Ellender.
Tim Ellender, yeah.
I remember, so Norby was our first guest on the podcast, and I think Tim was the next one. Norby came watch Tim's episode, and at the end of Tim's episode, me and Chad played Pedro against a soon-to-be judge and a 3-time senator. And I'm just looking at Chad like, bro, I can't believe this is happening right now. And let me tell you something. Them cats are good, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and they
good.
take it serious.
Look, I went to high school with Norbert at South Terrebonne, and we graduated together. And we had some hellacious freaking tournaments down there, but we play cutthroat. I mean, we cutthroat down there.
Yeah, we cutthroat too.
And I mean, you throw in one of those little fouchonniers in there, and they start getting butt hurt because they're like, well, you follow suit, and I'm like, no, that's bull ray, bro. We don't follow suit.
Dude, you should. And then the 52 or the 62. What do you play?
Yeah, I know 52.
50. You see, dude, I've always played the 62.
It's different. It's way different.
Yeah.
It's I mean, my brothers and all, I played them. It's 50. It's 56. And I've played with other people in his 52. Now, when you say, hey, Rhett, what'd you play to? 52 comes up because it's just that's who I usually play with. It really doesn't matter to me.
I've always played 62. Always.
62?
62.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said 56. Never mind. I've played 62. I'm thinking, but I've played 52.
Well, this whole podcast has expanded my knowledge of the diverse ways to play Pedro. Some people play cutthroat in 52. Some people play follow suit in 52. It's all mixed up.
It's all mixed up. And then, but there's one constant rule. And if I ever see anybody do anything like that, I'm taking your Pedro card and you got to go. The names are us and them, okay? If you put any other names on that paper when you're taking score, you got to go.
What about them?
Them, that's what I said. Us and them.
Oh, with a D.
D,
okay.
yeah. It has to be it has to be them.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen the Fouchonniers do them, and I'm like, okay,
the Fouchonniers?
Yeah. Fouchonniers are people from Le Fouche.
I like that. I like that. Never used it. I'll start using that. It doesn't sound bad.
It sounds
exotic.
They the Fouchonniers. They Le Fouche. They do things a little different.
An exotic bird or something.
Yeah, something like that. A Fouchonnier. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. We used to be called the Terrebonnes. I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't sound nearly as good as Fouchonnier. You know what I mean? We're the Terrebonniers, if you want to call it.
You do a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll try to figure something out.
No, not you, the Fouchonniers.
Yeah, they need to come up with something. But, I mean, they usually come to me, hey, Rhett, what can we call you? Okay, wait, that sounds good. We're going to call you that. Whatever.
And they also play follow suit, man. Go figure.
Yep, exactly. But, it's like, okay, so let's just say we started off. Typically, if you bid, 9 times out of 10, you will have the ace in your hand, right? Because typically that's the way I play Pedro.
Well, look, let me ask you this. Now, if you didn't have the ace, but you had king, queen, jack.
King, queen, jack.
Still bidding.
Yes, I am still bidding because I will. And I don't know how. There's another rule like this. Okay, so let's say you trumped and you stacked. Ace, king, queen, 10 deuce. Okay, that's done.
Oh,
it's done. You history. So you outbid everybody, you get it. Do you go queen, king, ace, or you go ace, king?
If I got the ace, this is the camp I'm in. If I have the ace, and maybe I'm telling my strategy, but I'll let everybody know.
Right.
I'm playing the ace.
I'm playing ace too.
I want my partner to know.
My points.
I don't want my partner to be thinking I don't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I for anybody who ever plays Pedro with me, if I don't throw that ace, that means I ain't got it.
Right.
Okay.
Me too.
And you need to know that if you're my partner.
Yeah.
But like the people who do that, they're like king. They got ace, king, queen. They go king, queen, and then they throw the ace in later. Like, what are you doing,
What
bro?
are you doing? Yeah, you done screwed everybody up. Yeah. I mean, and it's because I know you're probably going to get it in the long run because you trumped out that way, but it's like
it doesn't make no sense.
It don't make any sense. So you throw the ace out. That if your partner has a 5, get rid of it. Boom, it's done. You got your points, and you live to play another day. What's the point? Like I know a lot of people play away just to piss people off. I'm like, why? Just get to 62 as fast as you can.
Just to be a chooch, man. Just to be like a knucklehead.
Right. Don't
play like that.
And let's see, for instance, a lot of people. If you don't have a card, they go, I ain't got nothing. Like, oh, you screwed up, dude. Like, you can't do that's free information if you think about it. Because let's just say, for instance, you have no trumps in your hand. If you hold on to your card like you got something, you're gonna make somebody think that they gotta cover you. Because let's be honest. If you are playing against somebody who has the highest possible card on the table, you're gonna be throwing bullshit out there, because you don't want to play.
You wanted to get out. You want to try to get all his trumps out,
right?
If you can,
right?
Now, if you don't have the highest card, you want to get everything that's out above you out,
right?
If you have point cards,
so if you're looking at your hand and you got, let's say, king, 10, 5, okay.
Oof. That's all I
got.
King,
10, 5. But after the draw, after everything's done, you're sitting at it, and somebody bid something in that suit. No, you keep that king. But you got 10, 5.
Sacrificing that 10.
You got to sacrifice that 10. You can't throw that 5 because you're giving up 5 points. No. You throw that 10, you sacrifice that. Now it starts him thinking, oh, man, he's got some good cards in his hand.
That's a skill level, right? So, like a novice Pedro player, he sees that 10 coming out. He might throw his ace on top of that thing.
Yeah.
Just point hungry.
Right.
He's not seeing the bait.
He's going to grab the points. Yeah.
He doesn't see that it's bait.
Right.
But, a seasoned Pedro player, he knows exactly what that move is.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm trying to fish out the ace.
Trying to fish out the ace. Trying to fish out them high cards because I got the king. I'm coming back on top because you might get my 10 right now, but I'm going to hold on to that 5 because the next round that comes out, I know you ain't got the king. I got it in my hand.
And then
he may have the queen.
Then I'm letting my partner know when I throw that king, hey,
yeah.
Now you got the highest trump,
exactly.
Hopefully.
You got it. Hope you got a 5. But then he doesn't. Say he doesn't.
He throws the queen, and
guess what? Guess what? Yeah, you
Where's the 5 at, baby?
Exactly.
I got
home free.
Yeah, that's it, man.
So it's
strategy.
Like,
it's chess for couillons.
It is.
For
it really is. It really is. And I think the drunker we get,
definitely more brazen.
Yeah. I think we know a little bit more as we get drunker,
and we can factor that into like the winning percentages for each bid. How many Bud Light cans? We'll put Bud Light cans on there, and
we could do like we can weigh the cans after like they do for Mardi Gras and just have the Cascade factor on this.
It's like he's got a really high chance of winning this if he was sober, but he's got what 10 Bud Light, 10 ounces in him.
He's
10 ounces deep. And, we'll see how this goes. It's 50-50.
That Couillon to Pedro ratio is not working out for him. So he's going to have to throw in the towel. Go! He came on top with the ace! Dude, we can go.
He keeps like a heart queen if he's in diamonds because he just didn't see it correctly.
Right.
Something like that. And just completely screws up his bid. Yeah. Something like that. That's good entertainment.
Oh, man. You know what would even be better? Like, to get them going, like, names, just the names of the teams, like, you know, and then we could do like NFL where they come up and they'd be like, you know, Manning, you know, we could do South Lafourche High School, you know, like just do some stupid stuff like that. Weight, height, his reach, his table reach on the pizza. Payal factor, yeah, boom, slam the splash the pot factor, all of that stuff. Oh, we could have fun with that. It's
a lot of gold there, man.
We would have a lot of people wanting to like create a team and be on the show. Like, I think it would be great.
So look, we're going to debut the first Parish Pedro Tour, presented by Stratify, I'm sorry, and Jason Bergeron, the guy who kind of, that was his little brainchild. We'll be doing that at the Boucherie April 17th. The first one, we don't have any cameras yet, but we're definitely going to commentate it, and we're going to have a good time with it.
Oh, man.
And hopefully it's something we can just snowball and do something cool like that.
That would be awesome,
you know?
yeah, because, I mean, and it's funny because you fall into this too. You're like, hey, we're going to do a Boucherie, but now we're going to do white beans. Now we're going to do Pedro. Now we're going to do this. Kind of the same way as me. It's like, man, we're going to do a fishing tournament, but I love cornhole. Okay, we're going to add cornhole. All right, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to add vendors. Okay, we're going to, and it's just, you start adding and adding and adding, but it's all about pulling the community together and all about getting everybody together and have a good time. Because, dude, I don't know about you. This past year, I'm ready to get it. I'm ready to just throw the freaking mask
wide open
and just get. I mean, not just make an ass out of myself, but just. Man, I want to hug everybody again,
like,
you know?
Not to get too serious, man, but, you know, we need each other.
We do.
Everybody, I'm a lone wolf. That's bullshit, dude.
Yeah, I know.
The worst thing you can do to somebody in prison is put them by themselves.
Exactly.
In isolation, right?
It's true.
We all need each other. We don't want to admit it, but we do.
We need that connection, man.
And you can tell, man, I mean, even with like depression going on the rise with COVID and suicide, I mean, it's obvious. It's right there. We need each other.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing. I mean, it's like a two-factor hit, and the way I see it, one, we're becoming more isolated with, you know, just technology, streaming and all this stuff, but also the COVID, right? So it just solidified that isolation, and it's really starting to mess us up. And I think even more so for the Cajun people, because we're so community oriented.
Oh, we so touchy-feely, smelly,
we need our medicine, man. It's each other, bro. We need some crawfish, some Bud Light,
I mean,
some
you ever
pig.
see that when you go to like a fair or something like that? People are just all they're holding each other. They're like when they shake hands, it's like it's a bear grip. It's a one arm around it, and they hold on to each other for like a minute while they talking.
A neck hug,
dude.
I love you, cuz.
Yeah, and we couldn't do that for a year, you know. And it's like, it's like, and it's not a. It's not a pervert thing, but it's just it's a Cajun thing. It's a camaraderie thing.
It's in us, man. The reason why we survived down here in the swamp when we got kicked out of Nova Scotia, our homeland, and got put on a damn boat and dumped in a swamp. We made it because we depended. We relied on each other. Right. You know, I mean, it's just ingrained in us. We need it, and that's why people love it down here. Yep. We are significantly hamstringed from the pandemic because the thing that we do best, getting together and having a good time, our lifeblood, has been taken away from us. Yep. It's terrible. Yeah. So we're done with it. I'm done with it. Yep. I'm ready to rock.
I'm ready to do
Let's
it too,
get
man.
it.
So on the 17th, we're gonna kick off at 10 o'clock in the morning, and
anybody wants to volunteer can come early.
Okay, all right. So y'all taking volunteers and everything like that. Okay.
We actually just put out the volunteer link on our Facebook page. So if you want to volunteer, just sign on up, man. You get paid in hot boudin cracklings.
Oh, dude, that's better than what? That's at least $15 an hour. At least.
I mean, it depends on how the cracklings are, but if you get them early, you should be pretty good. But look, and then speaking of community, man, the show, this is the first time I ever put on in any type of event, and the show of support for this is all the proof I need that everybody wants the same thing. Yeah. You know, I mean, look, we've raised so much money and gained so much support from tons of local businesses in 2 weeks. In 2-3 weeks is when we actually started working on this thing. Right. Everybody wants the same thing. Yeah. So common team, common goal. And I'm more proud of my community every day that we work on this project, because everybody wants the same thing. They want to come together, and they want to do something good and have a good time.
They want to help. That's one thing, you know, when there's a hurricane or natural disaster anywhere in the United States, who's the first one that rolls up their sleeves and frickin' packs the gumbo pots?
The Cajun Navy,
exactly,
baby.
Man. They're the first ones that. Well, anybody from the South, we're the first ones to kind of lend our hand to anybody that's in need. Yeah. And we've always been that way, and I've always been taught that way, you know, because what goes around comes around. I've always been taught that way, you know. So if you give forward, you know, you're gonna get it tenfold back. And I think that's what's happening to us. You know, people like us, we're gonna, you know, you give a little bit and everybody gives back. But like you said, when we mentioned we're gonna do a fishing tournament with that summer bash that we're doing down, I mean, it's like everybody wants to be in. Everybody wants to come to the party. Everybody wants to contribute. How can I help? You know, like I might not be able to help.
Not just
physically,
not just
but
take,
here's
they
some money.
give.
You know, exactly. Here's some money. Like, just we want to help out in any way we can.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, I can go. They had one guy that reached out to us. He'll clean all the fish for the rodeo for free, just as long as he can keep the scraps to go bait his crab trap. I'm like, come on,
got it, bro. That's a deal.
Exactly.
That's a deal, man.
It's like, come on in, you know. And then we got another guy that wants to fry the fish free of charge, just so he can hand out some of his Cajun seasoning. You know, it's like, dude, come on in. You know,
So
it's like,
when is that? When's the rodeo?
this is the rodeo is going to be June 19th.
And where's it going to be?
It's in Cocodrie at the Harbor Light Pavilion.
That's awesome, man.
Where the almonds is held.
Man,
at.
I miss fishing rodeos.
Yeah,
I miss all that stuff.
well,
man.
we last year for the pandemic, well, before the pandemic, we were gonna have. I always had this dream of just bringing bands down to Bayou and having like some sort of concert
A
affair.
Lanyard Fest?
Yeah, like Lanyard, like kind of like that, you know. And I was like, so we pulled the strings. It was just me, Kerry Thibodeau, and Ryan Forey. We decided to throw it together. When we then the pandemic happened, we said, well, let's just keep it and see what's going to happen. Well, they opened up, we had it, and then it kind of all fell apart after that.
Yeah,
because they constrict the numbers went up. I don't know if anybody got sick when we did.
we were resilient people.
mean,
that's all I know, dude.
That's what I said. We all, you know, the guy Sean P. We always go fishing with. He always says this: "Whatever don't kill us, make us stronger."
I think,
bro.
you know what I think? People don't talk about us, man, but I've seen less mosquitoes than I've seen quite a while. I think COVID got the mosquitoes, man.
I know. You're right. Now the Brulos, different story.
No, they're still there.
They still there.
They're still there.
Those gnats.
They got the antibodies, bro.
Oh, bro, I don't know what happened. No, it seems like their teeth got freaking stronger, bro. I'm like,
Dude.
God, dog, man.
I was down at Michon the other day with partners, man. It was no wind, thick fog, but they like it wasn't fog. It was gnats.
It was gnats.
Yeah, they were carrying me away.
It was bad, dude. I don't get it.
We gotta fix
humor,
that.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, let's invent
I don't
another
know.
virus. Call it Brulovid or something, and yeah, we're gonna kill all the gnats.
We're coming for you, gnats.
We're coming for the gnats now. The Mawingwans are gone now, but
you need a ton of that cactus juice or that Victoria's Secret perfume or whatever it was.
Yeah, they
all
named it. Somebody called it that. Was it Amber Rose?
Amber Rose,
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
Yeah, man.
And I always, every time I go with somebody and we filming and stuff, they go, bro, they got Amber Rose. You spray that on. I was like, man, if I spray that on me, my wife's gonna
You're
think
in trouble.
I'm in trouble. And they were like, oh no, if you go fishing enough, they already know about that. They buy that and they bring that to you. I was like, really?
And then it's like positive association. You know, if your wife wears it, you know, just good times of fishing, good times with your wife.
Right.
So it's good for everybody. Man.
Exactly, man.
Get the
You
Amber
rub up
Rose.
on your wife, and then the Brulos will stay away.
Hey, you hungry? You want some fried fish or something? I got a craving.
Yeah, got an OV for that, bro. Yeah, but yeah, could you imagine that? That would be a good commercial. Victoria's Secrets.
Dude, look, I can see
Amber
I can
Rose.
see your
Keep
wheels
the Brulo
turning.
away. Keep the romance.
Keep the romance. Dude.
Keep the Brulos away and the girls in your pocket.
RV.
Yeah.
That could be a different one.
No,
Yeah.
Tina na. Ovi. The smell of Brulos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There you go.
My wheels are going.
You got
now.
it. That's the next commercial. That's it. I can't wait to watch that, man.
I know it's gonna be awesome, man. That's how we cut. I told you.
Yeah,
You
that's
come
how
in
it
this
happens.
room and stuff just starts coming out of my brain.
There's some
man.
magic in here, man.
But no, yeah, I mean, dude, it's awesome. I mean, we got
It's-
I got Tupac looking at me, and I got Harrison Ford. Come on.
And look, and the Cajun flag, bro.
Exactly, man. I mean, we're repping really well, man. So, you want to say anything else about the boucherie? Anything else is coming up at the distiller? I mean, I know y'all have the Pedro nights and everything, but
Yeah.
y'all do the bands and stuff.
Yeah,
occasionally, huh?
we have bands every weekend.
Okay.
So Friday night, Saturday night, come on out, and we're open on Sundays too. So open for day drinking on Sundays.
Okay.
We're open at 2 p.m. on Saturdays, all the way to 10, and then Friday 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that's our public interface time, and for people to come and check out the distillery and all the old cool stuff.
Right.
And then just to listen to some music and have a craft cocktail, have a Manny Fresh.
Yeah.
Have an old Papaw, which is our old fashioned.
The old-fashioned.
Made with cane syrup instead of simple syrup.
Ay.
What? There's a
Get your
crowd
case?
pleaser. Oh yeah, it's good.
Now, another thing that maybe some people don't know about the Distillers. Y'all rent it out for a venue for like parties, private parties, and weddings, right?
Yeah, so we do that too. We've had baby showers there, which is super appropriate because whiskey helps make babies. And so every time they have one, I smile and I love it. You know, so
or it's those dads when they pull the little thing, the reveal, and it's pink. They another whiskey.
2 shots on the double.
3 shots on that one.
Well, man, I found out that I was having a little baby boy. Man,
when you found out?
I found out it was a boy in February, and it's my first child.
Awesome,
and,
man.
Dude, I'm super jacked. I took 2 shots for 2 nuts. You know what I mean? That's had to. You know. And
what if it comes out with 3 nuts? What you gonna do?
Yeah, I did take 3 shots, didn't I?
No, bring them to the Inquirer. They're gonna read the nice check. They're gonna write you. And
that was actually my wife's. That was my wife's idea too. She was like, "You can't just have one. You gotta have 2. It's a boy.
Have 2. It's a boy. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we do.
That's awesome,
we
man.
do venues. We do engagement parties, weddings, whatever you want, birthday parties.
And it's a cool little venue too. If you haven't seen it, go to the Facebook page and look it up, man. They got, I mean, it's some old. Is it cypress wood or is it pine?
So we got longleaf pine.
Man, it's beautiful too. It's beautiful.
All the structure is cypress. It's one of the last buildings built in that era out of cypress because it was built in 1921. It's 100 years old this year.
Okay.
And cypress was logged in Terrebonne Parish into the 20s till they logged it out. Now, if anybody knows anything about working with wood, cypress is like the top of the top.
Right.
Because it's soft, it doesn't split, it doesn't rot,
right.
Termites don't eat it. It's great. The downside of working with cypress is that it has to be super, super old to be lumber quality.
Right.
Because it's so soft.
Exactly.
You know, so they logged it all out in the 20s. And we don't have no more cypress lumber to do anything with until, God, another 50 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, you know, my building and a few others are like time stamped. Anything built before 1930, because my old house was built in 1933 in Salt Pine. So anything built before 1930 was built out of cypress until it's all gone. So we got cypress rafters and all that cool stuff, the longleaf pine floors, shiplap on the walls. It looks like, somebody said it one day, I was like, that's actually pretty cool. He said, I feel like I'm inside a barrel.
It's true. When I walk in there, I feel like in an old Western, like, you know, like Wyatt Earp. I feel like walking into one of those old, like, bar rooms, you know?
Whalen Earp.
Cajun Earp. Oh, Cajun Earp, yeah. Walking into one of those places, it's got that that old-time feel, and it's just got a different sense to it.
That's the mystique of downtown, man, that I love, that I fell in love with. Because there's several places, like our little shop, that has that same feel on the inside, Bolello's, and it's something that's worth preserving,
right?
You know, that feel. And if, you know, Houma was the place to be in the 20s, man. It was like the golden age. We had just discovered oil and gas,
right?
Refrigeration, man. Seafood, man.
It was booming.
We were like the #1 exporter of oysters in the whole country at one point. You know, it was an exciting place to be, and that doesn't mean that it won't be again.
Right.
We're just in a transition period, man.
Right. And I mean,
that's all it is.
I think you know, geographically, if you look at us down here, Houma kind of got the name of like the oil and gas kind of area because there's no real there's Nicholls State University in Thibodaux. That it's far enough to not considered to be in Houma as a college town. Thibodaux kind of gets the college town name down the bayou, whereas, you know, Lafayette has UL, Baton Rouge has LSU, New Orleans has, you know, New Orleans. I think Houma just got that I guess oil name. I don't want to say trash, but they did. I mean,
look,
you see that all over the trucks, all feel trash, you know, and it's like, I feel like Houma got that bad rap, like we're just a bunch of all field people down here. But no, I mean, we're full of, you know, artists. We're full of, you know, I mean, there's tons of stuff to do in Houma, and it's a shame that we kind of let it go down that way. But, you know, people like, you know, you, myself, you know, all these other people just got Jonathan Foray, you know, trying to preserve what we knew growing up that our kids, I want them to experience, you know. And that's what it's all about. It's never about, you know, making money, doing all this. It's about having a good time. It's about preserving it, and it's about keeping this around for our kids, you know.
Yeah, Pedro, Cajun French, all those things that will die eventually if we don't preserve them,
if we don't keep doing them.
Yeah, so we got to keep doing it, man. And that's a boucherie.
Right.
You know how many people had told me, y'all doing a boucherie? Man, I haven't been to a boucherie in a long time.
Right.
That right there. All right, that means we need to have one.
My mama and I used to call it couche on delay, they used to call it that. And Couchon is a pig. Dulé is of milk.
Baby
and
pig.
They and there's different stories. Exactly. Baby pig. I've heard. They used to boil some of the stuff in milk, and I also heard that. No, it was just basically they had a boucherie, and then at the end of the night they would tell stories about Cajun folklore and all of this, and they would drink coffee with
a little milk,
with the milk in it. So they called the gathering, the celebration together, a couchon de lait. It was the pig of milk, and it was just the stories. Okay, we did pig in the morning, we ate, and then we drank coffee in the afternoon and told stories, and that's so you hear, and I guess. And you might run into this too. I run into it a lot because I'm in social media and I say stuff and everybody's like, "That's not how you say it." This is and I'm like, whatever. But there's different meanings to different Cajun stuff because of I mean, I've heard people say, mon Dieu. We say mon Dieu down here, but I've heard people say God a fad for my God somewhere else, or and I'll hear boucherie, I'll hear couchon de lait, I'll hear all kind of stuff. But I think that's what makes Cajun unique. Cajun is in general, but then you got your Acadiana Cajuns, you got your Terrebonne Cajuns, you got your Fouchonniers, you got your. Everybody has their own little piece of history that they bring to the table. But I think collectively, we're a loving group of people that just like to give and frickin' have a good time.
That's our game, man. That's what we do best. Houma in particular, we're the second biggest Mardi Gras outside New Orleans.
Right.
We're good at throwing a party.
Yep.
That's a strong suit. That's a strength of ours. Logistically, we know how to do it, right?
Right.
We're good at gathering, and that's something that we like to do, and we're good at.
And we're safe at doing it too.
Yeah.
I've never really heard of Houma having like really major problems, shootings or anything like that. You might have a couillon once in a blue moon, do something on a side street, but as far as like where the celebration is, I haven't heard of anything crazy happening around here.
And having different meanings. Dude, that's all about being human. What makes us uniquely human from other animals is that we tell stories. We pass things down. That's something that no other animal does, and that's what sets us apart. In the animal kingdom, right? And Cajuns tell stories.
Exactly.
So we're like superhumans, man.
Exactly.
We're really good at being human.
Exactly.
So that's what draws everybody over here, dude. That's the intangible thing about us. We're so connected. And look, man, you gotta know where you came from. Okay, you got to know history so you don't repeat it in a bad way.
Right.
And you also help you appreciate why things are the way they are. So I mean, I completely agree, and I can beat that horse all day, man.
Yeah.
But you have to preserve your history, you have to preserve your tradition. You got to pass it on.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have misconceptions down here. They think we just, we party, blah, 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 blah. We just always doing this, but we party for a cause.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we do, all of this money that's generated goes back to the community. We fix pontoon bridges. One of the things that we're doing with Jonathan Foray, they with the Rougarou Fest, they're they're working with different companies like Restore the Earth. They're getting grant money plus money from the festivals that we throw down here. And they're planting new cypress trees. They got 7,000 cypress trees that they planted in Pontchartrain, and we're documenting all of that stuff. And I mean, without doing the Rougarou Fest, without doing stuff like you guys doing the boucherie, the fishing tournaments, all this money that we're raising and putting back into the community, like I said, I can easily just be like, you know what, I made my video for the week and I'm just gonna sit back at the house. But no, man, just Saturday, what you need? 5 o'clock in the morning, let's boucherie. Okay, cool. If we're going to have a good time, let's do it. A lot of people don't understand how the hell you can work, bust your ass all week, and then wake up Saturday morning and do it all weekend long. It's because it's a way of life, and it's a labor of love.
It's the why. It's not the what, right? And
right.
And at Bayou Terrebonne Distillers, if we stick to the why, the what will follow, right?
Exactly.
People don't buy our whiskey because it's whiskey. They buy it for what we do, why we do it. We do it.
They buy it for a story too.
Why we're doing it, right?
Exactly.
To preserve a tradition. You can buy any bottle of whiskey off the shelf for a cheaper price,
right?
Right, but you buying Bayou Terrebonne Distiller whiskey because one, it's good, but two, it's authentic and it's made for a specific reason,
right?
And then, man, even what you do, dude, you like I gotta tell you, I'm very impressed and very grateful for what you do because you bring our culture to light in a fun, interactive way.
I've always done that since I was a little kid.
But like
I just never had a platform to do it.
The way you do it, man, it's because I can. No, this is why this is important. No, this is why this is this. But when you put it in a fun way, when you make people laugh with it,
right.
People grab it and people are talking Cajun French now because of you. It might be just little bits and pieces and phrases, but you are you're preserving history through comedy.
You have, and there's a lot of people that inspire me to do that. I mean, like I said, my papa has been an inspiration to me. You know, God rest his soul. For the guy, that's why I wrote We Trawlin'. I mean, I would have never wrote We Trawlin' if I lived in Vermont. You know what I'm saying?
But dude,
so it's like all of those stuff, all those inspirations come in, and then if I can make somebody smile and say, "Oh, that's what couillon means. Oh, that's what envie means. Oh, that's what conscience means." You know, it's like that was my intention in the
Cajun
first
word of the
place.
day. I remember.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is my intention in the first place, is to make people laugh. You know, and everybody's like, "Oh man, it must be nice to walk in and people recognize." That's not why I did it. It's because I feel like something inside of me is telling me I gotta tell this. I gotta keep it going, and it feels good to regurgitate my history in a fun way and try to put my spin on it, whether that be music. Because, like I said, everybody's like, "Why did you pick music?" And I'm like, my grandpa played the guitar. My uncles played the guitar. I never had the patience, so I started DJing, and I've learned the music, and I like all genres. I mean, you can see in here, Tupac, Michael Jackson. You know, I like them all. I don't care. And my knowledge of listening to that music over and over again, and my knowledge of growing up down the bay, I kind of put the two and two together, and that's. Hey, I got a mixer board. Let me see. We trawling. I want a fully dressed po' boy. You know, just all of this stuff. And I could have just went, that's funny, and just put it in on the shelf and whatever for me. But I'm like, you know what? Let's take a chance. Let's put it out there and see what happens. I never thought in a million years that it would bring people together like this. And like, man, I love it. Like, I walk in the mall and I'll hear like, y'all catching? You know, I'll hear it. You know, if I'm like. That makes me feel good. That's
should, man.
That's why I do what I do.
You're doing
for anything
people,
else.
You're doing what people have done for thousands of years, man. You're preserving a culture,
right?
And dude, we owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude.
No, man, I don't.
Really
y'all don't owe me crap.
Yeah.
Y'all just, you know what? Let's just have a beer. You owe me a beer when I go over there.
I'll make whiskey.
Okay. Well, whiskey.
I'll give you a shot.
Okay.
All right.
We'll do the old papa. We'll do that when we get there, because I mean, the old fashions are pretty good.
Speaking of whiskey, man, we got my bourbon that I've been sitting on in the barrel room for since we started. It's finally out. It's available at Canada's. Good Earth Bourbon, named after our parish, Terrebonne. So just released that for Good Friday, and get some positive reviews. People seem to like it. So if you're looking for a new bourbon,
it's
check it out.
It's an aged bourbon.
It's a bourbon. The B bourbon has got to be 51% corn and aged in a brand new charred oak barrel.
Okay.
So, 100% Louisiana corn. We're only the distillery in the state that uses Louisiana corn to make their whiskey, and now our bourbon too. So,
awesome. So
come out and try it if you want some. If you add the Boucherie, we'll have some there for people to sample whatever they want.
All right, awesome. So one last time, April 17th, 10 o'clock. It's going to be at the distiller in the area.
The block.
The block.
Yeah.
It's gonna be shut down.
So we're shutting down one lane of Main Street, Gabash Street between Park and Main, and that open parking lot between me and Fake. My parking lot on the side of my building. So we got some room. 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's when Naughton New gets off the stage. In between, white beans, every bit of pork that you can imagine, from cracklings to boudin to debris stew to whatever, arts and crafts, something for all the little tatas, alligator petting, whatever you want to do, you're going to have a good time. Bring the family, bring a lawn chair. You can watch the bands from the bridge. You can sit right there on the bridge, watch the people participate in the Cajun Olympics, watch them catch a chicken or not, bust their ass, watch them try to paddle as fast as they can the Pedro. Look, let me tell you something. It's going to feel like home used to feel. Yeah, I hope. That's our goal. And
even if it doesn't, it's going to feel back to normal from the freaking pandemic. Everybody, you can be outside together and enjoy a few,
Music and pork, man. You can't go wrong.
Oh, man. Can't wait, man. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks, man. And before I leave, I got to give a shout out to the whole Boucherie team.
Yeah.
Okay, Manny, Chad, Mitch, Ryan Page, Daniel Babin, Jason Bajeron, Natalie Lirette, my wife. All our great sponsors, man. I can't name them all right now, but I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart and the Boucherie team's heart, thank y'all for all the support that y'all giving us, and we can't wait to put on a great festival for everybody.
Awesome, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to go, man. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna bring the I'm gonna bring the camera. I got to document something. We got some new music that's gonna be coming out, so I might be able to use some of the footage of just kind of getting together.
Yeah.
So we've been sitting on a lot of music because of the pandemic. It's like the music that we want I need a crowd. You know what I'm saying? It just the video wouldn't be the same with just me doing a performance. I need people embracing, hugging, clapping. You know, back to normal and everything. So I'm gonna bring the camera. I'll put it in your face if you don't mind.
In my face?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do a smile. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Maybe say a joke or two, or maybe say 1428.
1428.
That would be a shirt, bro. You gotta do
hashtag,
that.
No, hashtag 1428.
Hashtag 1428. Put it on a shirt.
And if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. You don't even have to say nothing.
That's it, dude.
Boom. I'm like, you probably sell out in the first freaking hour if you put
all right.
hashtag
Stop right there.
1428.
We'll get off camera.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
talk
go.
about that.
We'll do that. All right. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on to the DJ Rhett podcast. We're gonna see y'all next time. And look, we'll get you back on in a couple of weeks. We'll recap and see where the project's going, and maybe next year it gets bigger and bigger, and we can collab, make it combine some stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
Man, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. And I'm gonna take you up on the pawpaw and a Manny Fresh because those things are good.
All right, I got you.
All right, well, we'll see you next Saturday on April 17th, right?
Yes, sir.
All
the
right,
Bayou Terrebonne Boucherie.
All right, cool. Thanks for watching the DJ Rhett podcast. We out. Later.
The DJ Rhett Podcast.
That's your mom and them.